Hello, and welcome to Replay Value. Even though almost 5 years have passed since I first watched it, Log Horizon's first season remains one of the best anime series I've ever experienced. Lovable characters, interesting premise, a memorable score, and one of my absolute favorite scenes in the medium, it's no small feat to try and break down what the story's greatest strength is. But if you had to pin me down, I would have to say that it's the secret of cooking food that perfectly encapsulates what is so brilliant about the world of Elder Tale, and how Log Horizon takes advantage of its setting to create powerful plot threads, and to build the audience's interest in the characters and the world. That might seem like a stretch, but stick with me. We're going to be covering a healthy amount of ground in this video to show why Elder Tale is more than just a location, but an integral part of the story itself. One of the first things that Log Horizon does is it dissuades the audience from the idea that this is a typical MMO world, which is to say that the mechanics are one-to-one with the video game Left Behind, and that most of the time will be spent on either trying to get back to the real world and or defeating the main bad guy. Instead, most of the first episode is spent bridging game logic and fantasy world logic to produce a kind of hybrid that is both familiar for our heroes and unknown. This on top of the fact that the apocalypse, the event which saw our characters thrown into Elder Tale, happened just as the new expansion was launched, creating even more uncertainty about what the world has to offer. These facts lead Shiroway to establishing one of the series' core plot threads about 7 minutes into the first episode. And sure enough, that's most of the rest of the episode. Items and skills from the game world still work, most food is tasteless, meeting the Crescent Moon Guild for the purpose of exchanging information, and having the combat encounter to learn how the fights work in the new world. Log Horizon's first episode does a lot right. It starts with a flash-forward opening for tension, establishes one of its core threads of world discovery, introduces a healthy amount of the primary and secondary cast, and ends with a cliffhanger to set up the first arc. Within that arc, the notable things that are learned from a world perspective are that people with the subclass of chef are able to make food that has taste, if they do so naturally as opposed to through menus, and that the former NPCs are living, breathing human beings with thoughts and feelings of their own. What this means for our characters is immediately tangible. We had seen our party struggle through eating crappy food thrice already, and the amount of energy and excitement upon eating real food is clear. The potential in this discovery is apparent even just through the cinematography. And Shiroway's desire to learn more about the world, even as he stumbles into this one and is explicitly reminded by the chief not to think of the world as a game, helps him work towards his next two desires, to save the twins and create order in Akihabara, having seen what a lawless state looks like in Susukino. None of that alone is particularly impressive, but what really strikes me is how Shiroway's utilization of the mechanics of the world to create a plan immediately makes all the world building and facts of Elder Tale relevant to the audience. What our characters desire isn't always the same thing the audience wants, but attempting to solve narrative questions is almost always engaging. As I spoke about in my I Have a Plan video, the omission of how Shiroway is going to achieve his goals becomes the question that plagues the audience. How cooking is going to help becomes a bit clear. A monopoly on taste accrues plenty of cash, but it's unsure how that money is going to be spent. Until, at least, we learn that buildings are purchasable in this world, which leads seamlessly into my favorite moment in the show, Episode 9, where Shiroway reveals the purchasing of the guild building and establishes the round table. A future video where I talk about the interweaving threads of that episode specifically and how it produces immense satisfaction for the audience despite almost entirely taking place in a singular room will be forthcoming. But for now, the main takeaway is that Shiroway's strategy relied entirely on facts that he acquired from being interested in the world. And suddenly, every single fact or tidbit we learn about Elder Tale becomes immediately pressing to the audience, as we try and figure out what Shiroway's next plan might incorporate. The purchasing of the guild building is the first step in Log Horizon's utilization of the world as a vehicle for the plot. But it's not the logical conclusion, because what comes after might just be the best exposition episode in all of anime. I have to credit World Fraction with being one of the most interesting episodes, in large part because of the groundwork that was laid previously. As we talked about already, cooking and land purchasing resulting in a climactic and defining moment both in plot and characters was a great way to build in audience engagement. as it united a core plot thread, learning about the world of Eldertale, with what the audience wants to know, more about the world, so that we can also solve questions and problems that the narrative poses. For that reason, the exposition in World Fraction, where Shiroway learns about the history of the world and the classification of magic as relayed by Reagan, is immediately relevant to not only Shiroway but the audience as well. The concept of spirit theory, a separation of HP and MP, basically life force and psyche, immediately raises a problem for the adventurers because it means that they'll lose some of their memories upon respawn. This has ramifications in their discussions with Eastal, since they have something that could be lost should they go into battle for them. But again, I'll save the political maneuvering for another time since it's largely tangential to my core point. The main concept that tries to answer a larger question about the world is the idea of World Fraction, a spell that changes the rules of the world, used in the past to bring about monsters, then to bring forth the adventurers, and then finally, the spell that brought about the apocalypse. That's not even to talk about the actual lore of the world, the history of the bent princesses, how the game mechanics of monster respawns are explained by spirit theory, or the multitude of races that were created, blending the game world and fantasy world more fully. I admit that I'm a total sucker for world building, so even if there wasn't this unification of desire, I'd probably have still loved it. But I've heard countless stories of people who usually could care less about that kind of thing who were enraptured because they had been convinced by the story that these facts of the world would be important in the future. And again, Log Horizon does a good job of giving an immediate result. Learning that adventurers lose their memories on respawn is akin to the exuberance of eating tasty food, in that it's immediately relevant to what we're dealing with in that moment, and also setting up for later development as well. And just like how the secret of cooking food eventually became the cornerstone of the plan to save Akihabara, utilizing the mechanics of the world to achieve the greatest good, so too does Shiroway take what he's learned in this info dump to reach an even greater height, at least thematically speaking. That moment, of course, being the saving of Rundle House Code. To be clear, this moment isn't as climactic as the purchasing of the guild building. There was significantly more build-up to that scene and more high-tension elements escalating in the background. But Rudy becoming an adventurer is the logical conclusion of the threads we've been talking about. Purely from a thematic standpoint, this is the moment where Shiroway is at his highest in the entire show, as he changes the rules of the world. Interspliced in this scene is the adventurers fighting the goblins, where in particular Krusty's overwhelming power is clear as he is practically a one-man army crushing the demi-humans. But even his physical ability wouldn't be able to do what Shiroway is about to do. It's a completely different type of power that Shiroway wields, an intellect based on understanding the mechanics of the world. And that difference in power between the two is shown to be night and day in these moments. I also think it's important to note that this moment doesn't feel like it's coming out of left field. All of the elements that are critical to this brand new spell were introduced beforehand. By recognizing that Shiroway's subclass, Scribe, must be able to do things akin to how a chef subclass can create food with actual flavor. By recognizing that it is possible to rewrite the rules of the world if you have enough power from listening to the history behind World Fraction. Understanding spirit theory so that he can give Rudy back his psyche by providing him mana. The difference between a person of the land and an adventurer. The fact that they're not limited to the rules from when this was a game world. All of these truths about the world that Shiroway learned come together as he manages to save a character who should not have been able to be saved by inventing a new type of magic. And we were around for all of it. We have a vested interest in Shiroway's desire to learn about the world because we've seen what results from it. From the very beginning when we learned about the secret of cooking food, this is its logical conclusion. A new type of World Fraction. A magic that fundamentally changes the world, and it's all consistent with the world of Eldertale that we've learned about. Sure, Shiroway didn't defeat an army all by himself, but it's clear after this moment that Shiroway, at the very least, has the potential to be the most powerful character in Log Horizon. And it's almost entirely just because of his desire to understand the world. By using the systems of the world that we've been exploring, Eldertale is more than just a setting for the story. It's the vehicle by which major events are made to come to fruition. It's the main point of interest for our main character, the mechanism by which his plans succeed or fail, with a lore that fundamentally impacts not only these decisions, but also larger plot elements like the League of Free Cities and flavor text manifesting in both actual people and in items. And all of that, this entire concept, was brought about by the simple fact that cooking food through menus resulted in zero taste. Log Horizon is amazing for more than just this concept of setting as plot vehicle. As mentioned earlier, the political intrigue and the characters have a special place in my heart. But the evolution of this idea is one of my favorite parts of the show, and something that was mostly missing in the second season, much to my chagrin. It's the kind of thing that makes you think that the show is special. The fact that a story can make a roundtable discussion as interesting and dynamic as its combat scenes is something to be applauded. And frankly, I'd love to see more stories have their settings at the core of their shows. There are so many fantasy shows that use their setting only to establish that it's different from our world and then our bog standard. For Log Horizon, that'd be a death blow. And that is how you can tell that the world of Elder Tale is more than just a backdrop, but rather as important a part of the story as any of the protagonists.